What's up, my brothers? I want to do something a little different. I want to start a SIMP series, going over, talking about my SIMP stories in the past. And, I just want to go over that. It's therapeutic for me. And you may find some parallels from my stories to yours. And hopefully I can help you avoid some of this dumb shit that I got myself into. It's always good to help younger brothers out here. Man, this dude just said fuck me, right? Now, I'm driving and this bitch was very uncourteous in this fucking Kia Red Soul. Fucking bitch. But anyway, I'ma just let me start off the first story, okay? Now, this is not the first chronological SIMP story I have, but it's the one that, it comes to recent memory. It's the first one that pops up into my memory because it's one of the ones that hurt the most. I remember my first semester of college. It was, I went to Texas A&M University Commerce in East Texas, Commerce, Texas, and, Northeast Texas. And it was spring of 2010. That was my first semester of college ever. The reason being is because I graduated late from high school. And so I didn't have enough time to go to college in the fall. And so I started in the spring. But that's a whole different story. I may jump on that later on in a different video. My first semester of college, I was on my own. I was doing my own thing. It was amazing. I was meeting new people, meeting new friends, and I had this freedom, and I saw white women. Now, brothers, I went to an all-black high school. I went to David W. Carter High School in Dallas, Texas, a.k.a. Dallas Carter. I went there, and it was an all-black high school. And so when I went to college, I saw, white women everywhere. And I was amazed. I was enamored because I'm like, I've never seen this shit before. I've never seen this before. And I was like, oh my God, I want to get some of this. And so I remember me and a couple of my friends, we were walking to the cafeteria. It was early morning. And I had that free meal plan back then. That shit was nice. We were walking to the cafeteria. And walking opposite of us was this short black girl and this white girl. And I looked at her, she looked at me, and we locked eyes. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be, I'm gonna get this. I spent the next 2 months doing my damnedest to hit that. I became her friend. We became friends. I would go to her dorm room. We would spend so much time together. It was in my mind, I thought this was a match made in heaven. I'm like, bro, we going to the cafeteria together, we walking together, we doing everything together. I was like, man, I got me a white girl, I'm doing my thing, man, ooh. And whenever I would want to take it a step further, she would always find some way to get out of it. Whenever I wanted to get physical, whenever I wanted to kiss her, touch her, anything like that, either her friend would interfere or she just, she was just lukewarm about it and just wouldn't go through with it. And it got to the point of obsession for me because I'm like, man, I'm doing everything I can and this girl just isn't reciprocating. It got to the point where another white girl was throwing herself at me, but the thing is, I didn't want to get on the bad side of the girl that I was really going after. And so I kind of brushed her to the side. I could have got some ass from that, but I was so enamored by, the girl I'm simping for that I just turned her aside. Which was a shame. I kind of, I don't like to live with regrets, but man, that would have been a nice piece of ass back in the day. But, to make a long story short, I remember one time I just went to her room and her roommate was there. And her roommate was like, hey, she's out with a friend. you know, she's doing her thing, and I'm like, okay, cool. She's out with friends. She's probably studying or some shit. I'll just wait in the room for her. She got to the room, and she was like, man, I just had sex with this dude named James. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I just had like a great time with James. And the way she told me, it was like she was just talking to one of her girlfriends. Like, that's how she told me. She's like, it was almost as if like I was just one of the girlfriends, and she just telling me that she just had the time of her life with this guy. And I was, brothers, I was devastated. I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated. I cried. I cried, man. She literally busted in the room, and the first thing she said to me was, I just had the time of my life. I just had sex with James. And you know, what's amazing about it is I saw this dude James around campus, and I thought this dude was gay. I thought he was a straight up homosexual, you know, because he had a lot of feminine ways about him. He walked funny. He talked funny. It just, the dude was giving out straight gay vibes. But he was pounding the girl that I was coveting for months. He hit that. And he didn't even really know her. It was just out on a whim. Like a one night stand thing. And I was just sitting by her side like a puppy for months, hoping that I would hit it. And it never happened. I stormed out of the room. You know, I'm in the hallway, you know, mad as hell, stomping around, being a little bitch. And, you know, she comes out and she was like, are you okay? And all this stuff. And I was so mad. I was like, you know what? Fuck you. Like, you know, I can't believe you tell me this shit to my face. And, you know, like, screw you. And she was like, okay. And a couple of days later, you know, me being a simp, I tried to go back to her and try to be her friend. I was like, I'd rather have you in my life and then not have you in my life at all type of motherfuckers back then. And she was like, okay, you can come back, but if you ever do anything like that again, then like we're done. We can't be friends anymore. And it was just never the same after that. We just kind of drifted apart. And then I started avoiding her because of the shame I felt. And then I just said, fuck it. I'd never talk to her again. And that story really hurt the most, because the dude that I thought who was gay ended up, you know, getting with the girl that I was coveting, and he didn't give a shit about her. I thought I cared about her, and she just told me straight up, man, like I was one of her girlfriends, and she just like straight up like had sex with this guy. And it hurt, man. And even to this day, you know, I'm just thinking about like, what the fuck was I thinking, man? It was terrible. But brothers, that's my first story. Tell me what you guys think in the comments section. And I'm going to bring more of these videos out because I want brothers to avoid some of the pitfalls that I've had. All right, peace.